So you're ready to start writing a book. You have this awesome idea in your head, you grab your laptop, you open it up, you start a new document, and you got nothing. Don't worry, I've been there. In this video, I'm going to give you a couple tips on how to start your novel. Hey everyone, Sarah Francis here. First, this video is dedicated to Morgan Murdoch on Instagram because she's the one who inspired this video. So Morgan asks if I have any tips on plotting. Well, this was a great question because I actually have an entire workshop presentation that took like 2 hours long on this, but that's way too long, so I'm going to give it to you in a couple minutes so you can get right back to writing. So plotting is something some people tend to hiss at. It's okay to not know where your story is going and change things up in the middle. But if you want to avoid major plot holes and just all around blank spaces as you write, you might want to plot out something before you even start your story. So how do you do that? It's easy. You write an outline. Don't let your head explode. If you're not used to outlining or plotting, this may be a little intimidating. There is a very, very easy way to plot out and write out your entire book in just 11 sentences. So there are 2 parts to outlining. 1, the plot, and 2, the story arc. First, the plot. You basically have to have a vague idea of what your story is about. So there are 6 questions that you need to answer for this part of the outline. So the first question is, who is the protagonist? In my old fairy tale, my protagonists are the 3 little pigs. The second question, what is the situation? In my example, the 3 little pigs are building a house. Next, what is the protagonist's objective? The 3 little pigs want to outdo each other in their house building. Fourth, who is the opponent or who is the antagonist? So in this story, the antagonist is the big bad wolf. The 5th question, what is the disaster? The disaster is when everything starts crumbling down. So my disaster is the 2 pigs fail at building their house, putting them all in danger. And the 6th point is the conflict. So if the pigs don't build a house successfully, they will be eaten by the wolf. So in short, good guys, bad guys, what they're doing. It's easy enough. Now, the second part to outlining, creating the story arc. This next part might be a little trickier because they involve you looking at your story as a whole. You can be as in-depth or as vague as you like. As long as you write 1 sentence for each of these points, you should be good. I'm going to provide examples for these as well. So the first part of your story arc is the exposition. The exposition is the beginning of the story. It talks about the background of the characters, kind of start your world building and all that fun stuff. So an example for my 1-sentence exposition is, the 3 little pigs are building their houses. The second part is the rising action. The rising action are events that create suspense. This is like the meat of your story, and I would recommend being as descriptive with this part as you can. Our rising action is, while the 3 little pigs are in competition with their house building, a big bad wolf comes along. The third part is the climax. This is the most intense and the biggest part of your story. And for my outline, the big bad wolf tries to eat the 3 little pigs. Fourth is the falling action. This is where everything starts to change after the climax. So in my story, the 3 little pigs start to work together to build a house to protect themselves against the wolf. And finally, number 5, the resolution, the ending part of your story, how the problem is solved. For example, the big bad wolf couldn't get into the house, so the pigs were safe. And that's it. This is the easiest way to outline your plot in a minimum of 11 sentences. Whether you're a plotter or a pantser, I would totally recommend at least outlining your book very vaguely, just like this. This outline is not set in stone. However, it will help keep you on track. Outlines are the backbones to stories that stay straight. I really, really hope this has helped you guys. Learning this over the past couple years has definitely helped me. I use it to outline my books now. Starting my first book with the Isles, it was a bit of a mess. I really didn't know where I was going. I was also 15 at the time. No idea what I was doing, but I've used it to outline my final book, The Underground, and let me tell you, it's been literally amazing. I've been able to hit every point, so even with just 11 sentences, you can make your writing process so much easier. And don't feel like you have to remember everything that I said in this video. I made a worksheet for you guys, and it's a link in the description, so please go download that. It's there for you and to help you out. And please follow, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Also, check out my website for my books, workshops, and other great fun stuff. Until next time, happy writing!